What's up, crypto fans? And yes, it's the notorious BTC. You got to get your BTC swag on. Go to Amazon.com, search for Bitcoin t-shirts. They got a great selection. So I thought I'd throw that out there. But hope you guys are having a good weekend, 4-day weekend. So just thought I'd pump out a quick video and tell you guys about Dash. Dash took off. Didn't make a dash for the exits, and made a dash for maybe the moon. Really took off. So I wanted to show you guys something kind of cool. Our crypto money machine indicator does a really good job. Even if you just wanted to take like a slower signal on the daily, for example, I wanted to show you guys this this thing, how it fires. You know, no, I don't care what indicator. None of them are perfect, but I think this is pretty consistent about how they perform. So even if you go back to June, and again, this isn't one that fires a lot. So if you're looking for like kind of like the occasional swing trade, this is pretty good. Back in June, we had one. It's fired, ended up spiking up to a high of 63%. Normally what we do is we trail a stop on those. And so, but you can see there's plenty of room on a move that gives you 63% to get a large chunk of that before the trailing stop would stop you out. And then we had one that came up, and that stops you out at 9.5%. And another one stopped out just almost flat. And then we had another long signal, and that one jumped up 78%. And again, you trail your stop, so you get a large portion of that move, or you hold for the exit. But normally we trail the stops. Another one here, that one you would have basically stopped at this lower low, which is about where this signal exited out, unless you wanted to keep a tighter stop, but you figure that one was a minus 17%. And then, like, again, this does a good job of signaling out of consolidation. Signal long here, and at the point of where you got your long signal, currently you could still be in the trade at 108%, but initial spike was 122% and 148% on the next thrust up. But even, you know, even if you came up here, trailed the stop, and got stopped out at 87%, I mean, these are like, and you can do this on various different cryptos, and this is just an example of pretty typical performance for the crypto money machine indicator that we have. So I thought I would show you guys how that works on something like Dash. And it isn't just because Dash popped higher, but you can see that even when there was less volatility, that it worked pretty well. And like I said, it works like that all the time, and you can look at it on smaller time frames as well. So with that being said, a lot of people are looking at Dash because of the big move up. So what we can do is also take a look at the technical analysis of Dash. And essentially what we're doing, this is a daily chart, so we kind of want to take a, you know, kind of look at the big picture. You know, so nice move up here. You've got a longer trend line now established for a base, and I think what we're finally seeing, I think people thought this was going to happen a little sooner after the fork stuff, is we're going to start seeing more rotation into the alts, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But as you can see, like, you can draw a trend line. I would draw it, you could draw it like on that one there. Drawing trend lines is kind of, people have their ways of drawing them. You know, nailing 3 points is kind of standard practice. This one kind of breached it, but you know, that's a pretty good trend line there, showing long-term support. And so what I think when you're going to see like a real good rotation is when these things don't, a lot of them were popping and coming back to the big major trend line. NEO was like that. NEO actually broke its own. Lisk was like that. So what we'd like to see here and is a pullback in this, for this thrust up. So dip buyers, you'd be looking at this area of green here, and you can see a little bit of volume built up there. Really nice floor of volume here, but dip buyers be looking at this area here, 400, you know, call it 420, about the middle, but anywhere from 420 to 440, we would be looking for buying a dip and pulling back up for a move higher. And if that does pull back and moves higher, then you're looking at 775 for Dash. So a really big move, and I think it does have the legs to get there. So just thought I'd point that out to you guys. indicator does a great job of signaling these out, and looks like there's some upside for Dash coming. Ethereum too, we called that out a few weeks ago. Big pennant, right? And earlier in the day in the room, we said, hey, this pennant's going to break out, and we have broken above it. So I actually expect now, finally, after all this consolidation, to start moving up, ultimately getting to this larger fib extension of 520. And I would expect when Ethereum starts to make its move, it does it, and it has pretty solid momentum for quite a while. So you could see a month-long move at that kind of momentum and get up into this area. That's what I'm kind of expecting to see into the end of the year. Anyway, guys, so I just thought I'd share that with you. Again, if you're interested in that indicator, it's below. Click the link. We're doing some specials this month. Otherwise, we will be back for another video. Guys, be safe over the long weekend. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, bye.